Welcome to this brief instructional video, demonstrating the basics of both properly setting up and casting spinning and bait casting rods. We will begin with the spinning rod, which is the simplest to set up and cast of the two rods. Before casting, you will want to first adjust the drag system. The drag dial will be located on top of the spool. Turn counterclockwise to loosen and clockwise to tighten. You will want to adjust the drag according to both line weight and rod stiffness. The next step will be to open the bail to allow the line to fall off the spool. The line should fall off the spool smoothly, with no twist in the line. Once the spool is open, let enough line out so there is approximately 6 inches of line between the rod tip and your bait. You will then hold the line coming off the spool between your index finger and the rod. At this point, you are ready to cast out that line. With your index finger still holding the line, you will face in the direction you want to cast and point your rod tip behind you. Then smoothly swing the rod in the direction you want your bait to go while simultaneously releasing the line with your index finger. Once the bait reaches its destination, you simply flip the bail shut and begin your retrieve. Now let's move on to the bait casting reel, which is a little bit more difficult to cast. Before casting, the first and most important step is to set the braking system for the spool. Since bait casting reels have a free spinning spool, it is essential that you set the braking system correctly to prevent the dreaded backlash. Turn the dial clockwise to decrease and counterclockwise to increase the overall brakes. Next, adjust the fine tuner for the braking system by turning the knob away from you to tighten and towards you to loosen. Now you will want to carefully adjust the fine tuner so your bait will slowly pull line off the spool when the spool is open without backlashing. It may take a few tries to get it just right. Once the braking system is set, you will now set the drag mechanism located on the handle by again turning clockwise to tighten and counterclockwise to loosen, according to both line weight and rod action. You are now ready to cast. As with the spinning rod, you will face the direction you want the bait to go, push down the center button, and gently swing the rod in that direction. But this time, hold the spool with your thumb and release it when your rod tip is pointing toward your desired destination. While your bait is in the air, you must still keep a little pressure on the spool with your thumb and immediately stop the spool as soon as it hits the water. Turn the handle forward and begin your retrieve. Now with this reel, you are going to more than likely backlash, which is what happens when the spool is spinning faster than the line coming off of it, creating what is called an overspool or a bird's nest. If any backlashing occurs, you will have to click the center button again and hold your thumb on the spool while peeling out the line with your other hand until all of the ununiform line is out. One way of reducing the chance of this happening again is to readjust the fine tuner. Once you have mastered casting these two styles of rods and reels, the only thing left to do is catch a fish. I hope that you have enjoyed my instructional video on how to cast both spinning and bait casting rods. Now get out there and start fishing, because you ain't fishing unless you're fishing.